So, a lot of people have been asking me on the comments and on Twitter, particularly on Instagram, what I think of the coalition between Impact Wrestling and one AEW. Now, a lot of immature people or amateurs or just newbies in general, they don't understand what a coalition is. You've already seen AEW, but the one they're doing with Impact is on a much more intriguing scale. Um, it's more along the lines of an invasion per se of Impact, but not necessarily right now full on. But it's the strongest representation of someone coming in and wrecking shop immediately. Um, what's happening here from a true Impact fan and a true AEW fan, and I've been watching both since the beginning, per se. I've been watching TNA or Impact since like 2001 or whatever, 2002, something like that, um, since their weekly pay per views. And, like, and of those who don't know what Impact was back then, it was ridiculous. It was definitely controversial back then. And Jeff Jarrett remains to this day the most dastardly heel I've ever seen in wrestling general. Definitely the way he was pulling his string in power back then. Anyway, I don't want to go. Um, you see, a lot of idiots out there will want to say, what does AEW gain from working with teeny little Impact Wrestling? You can say that shit, teeny weeny shit about Ring of Honor or NWA or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter, you goddamn morons. It doesn't matter. What matters is you're seeing different people on a bigger stage. We should, well, because we're Americans more than likely, most Americans, because the red states in the middle, a lot of idiots, all right? And they don't see the bigger picture. They just want to think, what do they want immediate answers right away. The people that want to think, I want to know everything right now. I don't think that way. I think, okay, this could be good for the future. And I think this is how it's going to play out. But if it doesn't play out that way, it's fine. Um, so, what I believe will happen with Impact and AEW is this. Okay, of course, like it's already on Instagram. It's pretty much it's on Twitter for sure. That Kenny Omega is going to be on Impact Wrestling this coming week. And what I hope on here, and yeah, because their Impact is smart, they're going to do something like this. What I hope is going to happen, I don't know who, but someone, maybe one of their aces, either Semi Callahan or maybe even Moose, will confront Kenny Omega some way, somehow. Maybe even Eric Young. Someone that Kenny Omega wants to work with, you know. It's likely going to be Sami Callahan. So like because Ken Shamrock recently he left an angle because he went too far on Impact, so he was not allowed to be there for 30 days. So what I think is going to happen here, somebody needs something to do. So I think it's going to be against Kenny Omega, but Sami's a heel and Omega's a heel. It doesn't matter. I don't think it's going to be a big draw per se if it's going to be Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega, even though technically speaking, it could be that way. Like I don't see Rich Swann bowing up to Kenny Omega and like saying I'm going to challenge you for the title of the eight. You know, like in a dream scenario, the best thing that can possibly happen here for Impact and AEW controversially, getting people talking. Impact champion, Impact champion Rich Swann versus AEW champion Kenny Omega. I don't know what show it's going to be on. It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing if it was Hard to Kill. Rich Swann defeats Kenny Omega here. And then at the next pay per view, maybe Kenny Omega goes over in the next one for that one. And then a TV blow off match when, whatever. So, like, in a dream scenario, a couple of matches, couple or three matches between the Impact Champion and the AEW Champion going at it. Maybe Moose gets thrown in there. Who knows? Maybe Moose gets thrown there as the TNA Champion. TNA Champion, Impact Champion, AEW Champion. This is crazy stuff there. This is crazy stuff. And you get Taz thrown in there. And Taz wants his FDW title being recognized. There's so much stuff going on here when it comes to this whole AEW Impact. There's a lot of things going to happen here. And when I get excited like this, there's something's going to happen here. The dream scenario is Impact versus AEW Champion. I don't know if we're going to get that because it could be too convoluted. It isn't, because if you would have asked me like a month ago, is this possible? It's not possible. But now, I mean, like, because the relationship is so clear now with Kenny Omega being allowed to be on Impact, that's some shit. I really don't know how the hell the contracts work with that one. That's ridiculous. That's some... Dude, I wish I could turn that shit off. There it is. Turn off. There we go. The thing is, I don't know how. Okay, AEW. Okay, Kenny Omega is an AEW contracted wrestler. We all know this is obvious stuff. But he's also an EVP. He's one of the 4 EVPs with Young Bucks and Cody. Maybe that's one of his privileges? I mean, like, Kenny Omega has worked in other companies while under AEW contract. If you remember, when the AEW first started, he was still going to China and in Japan working with Miho. So he's still able to do other companies while under contract. But I don't think those matches were ever advertised over here in America. That could be a thing. But he's clearly advertised over here for Impact. Wow, this is some shit here. And also, if you're thinking about this as well, this is like opening the floodgates. This is literally opening, like, before there was a peak. There was a peak, there's a peak like of the door being open. Now it's way open. It's way open already. They're going there. And that means the Impact can come back over there. The bridge has already been made. And because he can go over there, that means they can come over here. And I can see like some sort of revenge thing going on here where either Sami Callihan, maybe like a surprise guy, maybe like an Eric Young coming over, standing back, being all crazy and stuff. I mean, like, AEW right now has a lot of crazy things going on there. AEW right now, they're in the same crazy place that Impact was about a year ago, where a whole bunch of chaos is happening. A whole bunch of chaos. Currently in Impact, the chaos is kind of controlled because they actually have a general manager in Scott D'Amore. It's kind of controlled. You still got dead people and people getting killed and resurrected over there, and like crazy tag teams and gangsters and money being stolen. It's kind of crazy, but not batshit like we got segments for graveyards and like, I'm gonna kill you and you're never gonna come back, and coffins. And Sami Callihan was with the blood and spitting things. It's not that crazy anymore. It's still knuck and futz, but it's more control. And the way things are headed in AEW, it's the way things are heading in AEW. They're getting close to that crazy thing that Impact was about a year ago, because the Inner Circle's chaos over there. Kip Sabian and his group is going crazy for the video game nonsense. Hybrid 2.0 is like they want some respect and everything, and they're getting crazy over there. And Sammy Guevara and Matt Hardy, it's going like crazy and insane stuff there. So it's getting more and more intriguing to watch AEW. Even though the numbers weren't reflected, it's getting more interesting to watch AEW for sure. And that's what Impact Wrestling is right now. The stuff that's going on in Impact is very intriguing to watch. Way more intriguing to watch than, of course, that company. So this definitely benefits fans, the viewers, more than anything else. And if this was Tony Khan's plan years ago to get this thing started, I gotta give him some respect. I gotta tip the hat, because working with like AAA, NWA, and now Impact, this potentially this it's a good possibility that this is not like impossible now. Their video game could have all those other companies in that game. This could be a partnership like I've never seen before in wrestling. It's one thing for WCW to have New Japan stars on their show. One collaboration, that's fine. And I think I've seen CMLL and AAA guys there occasionally, stuff like that, which is very cool. But like to see that 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 AEW is so open to working with other companies like this in this way reminds me of a better time of wrestling. I remember watching ECW, and that seeing like occasional WWE guys go over there was like holy shit, what are they doing here? And then you can see people from the Olympics, like Kurt Angle come like showing up there and wrestling and getting in the mix or whatever. Like it's really cool to see crossover stuff there when it comes to wrestling. WWE does new crossovers, and that's boring. But seeing crossovers occasionally, that's good stuff there. And I'm not talking about Mike Tyson or mentioning Shaq's name. Real crossovers where people get involved in the wrestling angles. Real crossovers. Not like a high and by appearance. Real crossovers. So like the potential for this one is pretty huge. Because if it's Don Callis' mind for this thing, it's gonna be pretty big. He already knew the exact right timing and setup for this whole thing. It's gonna be good. He knew the exact timing to do this. And not only that one, the seeds were planted very, very small. It was so small. No one was thinking in any way like this, oh, I can see this coming. No one saw it coming. No one saw it coming. I had the potential for the opportunity was there, but I never thought that Impact would get Kenny Omega to be on the show because of the whole contract stuff there. I didn't know how that they allowed that and advertised that, but that's good advertising right there. That's good publicity right there. Um, you can see Impact on Access and Twitch. I don't know why Don Kellis didn't mention that part, but Access and Twitch. But yeah, they're gonna see an obvious boost in numbers, obviously. Um, but my hope is they maintain the numbers and they keep going with this one. And now, from a marketing person, here's what I would do. I wish that Impact was on Thursdays so they could capital. Nothing's on Thursday wrestling wise. Nothing is on Thursdays. I wish, in some sort of weird way, that Impact was on Thursdays to capitalize on Wednesday situation, but they're not. Wrestling fans gotta wait, and then it gets blown over, and they gotta go on Tuesdays. And Tuesday they're up against Dark and NWA's new show at the exact same time, by the way. Even though NWA Power or the new thing, whatever it's called, and Dark could air at 5 o'clock or whatever to give Impact some room, but they don't, because like AEW Dark sometimes is 1 hour and sometimes it's 3 hours. But they run all the way through, and they take away numbers from Axis and Twitch and everything because Dark happens to air at the exact same time as Impact does, which is weird because doesn't Being the Elite air at like noon or whatever, occasionally air at noon on their YouTube channel, but AEW wants to. I don't fucking know why. They could air at 3 o'clock or noon or 4 or whatever, and then people watch the archives. Not a big deal. But you have people tuning away from Impact because Dark is on at the same time. If AEW really was respectful to Impact, move Dark. Impact can't move because they got contracts. They can't do that. AEW could move because it's YouTube. You can do whatever you want on YouTube. And you choose to air at the same time as Impact. I don't know. So, like, the potential for matchups anyway is going to be good. So, as a wrestling fan, I'm actually very, very excited for things. Side note here for people that tuned in all the way to the end of the video. Um, Black Friday was a good time to be a gamer. Okay, so I picked this up on OfferUp for $17. I $10. Um, $10 via price match guarantee. $20. I never beat this game on the PS3 because there's so much content in this game. Yeah, so much content in this game. I never beat it. I never fully beat it on the PS3. Very good combat in the game as well. So picked it up for $20 on GameFly. And last but not least, Steelbook edition of Vanquish Bayonetta. Of course, I beat these games on the PS3, but I wanted to enjoy Bayonetta the way she was meant to be played on the fully capable PS4, the Xbox 360 version of the game on the PS4, the way it was meant to be played. And Vanquish will be fun to go through again. I think I didn't beat the game in hard. I think it was ridiculous on hard. Like 1 or 2 hits kills you with all the bullets around you. Ooh. But yeah, Steelbook edition, $20 from GameStop. This is a Black Friday sale. Neo was as well, and yeah, the other ones I search for deals for these games. So there you go. I love these games. Neo 2 I'm kind of pissed off at because I can't proceed further with the difficulties because you need to buy a harder difficulty. Yeah, the DLC. Yeah, the next difficulty, weapons and skills. You gotta pay for that. So I think I may have to move on real quick because I don't like that kind of practice. I was playing Rayman as well. All right, that's it for now. Clack off.